welcome once again to the Grindhouse. I thought today, I just found out not too long ago that today was Lucio Fulci's birthday. So, with that, I decided I'm going to review the classic zombie trilogy he did. City of the Living Dead, aka The Gates of Hell, The Beyond, and House by the Cemetery. But first, City of the Living Dead. For those of you that are fans of Fulci, this movie came out in 1980. It's a good film in terms of atmosphere. It's basically very creepy. It takes place in Dunwich, which is supposed to be a city built on the ruins of Salem during the Salem witch trials. And basically it's a city that is cursed by the living dead. It is supposed to happen on All Saints' Day. The synopsis, more or less, is basically Christopher George plays this reporter who ends up saving the life of a woman who was thought to be dead, played by Catherine McCall. One word of advice for those buried: try not to have Christopher George dig you up. That was a pretty close call for Catherine McCall's character. Anyway, the guy from House on the Edge of the Park, the guy who played the sidekick to David Hess's character, he's in it as well. The movie overall is a very good zombie film. Very much, I guess, supposedly this is a trilogy, although I don't know how, because supposedly also the film itself does not really, there's no real connection in any of these films, except for, I think the Book of Enoch is mentioned in both in both City of the Living Dead and The Beyond. But I think after those two, I don't think there's really any connection. And House by the Cemetery, of course, is the third one. And the only real similarities that any of these hold, in my opinion, is that Catherine McCall is in all three of them. And she goes through a lot of trauma. Let's see, the film itself, very gory. All of these are pretty gory, of course. He was known as the godfather of gore. But there are a few scenes that... There's one scene in particular... Well, two scenes in particular. One scene involving someone throwing up, I assume their organs, and another scene with maggots flying across the room. Yeah, those are pretty much two of your gross scenes right there, but aside from that, the movie it's very good. It's very dark, atmospheric horror. And this is definitely not one of these universal classic monster films where you can bring the family. It's not like that at all. In any event, the movie itself is pretty dark. Good musical score. Ironically, I don't have the original soundtrack in this one, which is too bad, because I've got the other two. I've got The Beyond and I've got The House by the Cemetery, both soundtracks. So, but overall, I'd give it, 3.5 severed thumbs up out of 5, so, for the sake of argument, if I was to give it an actual number. It's a damned good horror film. And now, I'm on my way to watching The Beyond. This will be the second film. In some cases, I'm sure people would probably consider this Fulci's Empire Strikes Back. For, the zombie genre and the horror movie craze and all. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. In any event, I shall return. Possibly tonight. Probably midnight tomorrow-ish. Yeah, so. Anyway, this has been the Grindhouse. Until we meet again, fare thee well.